G'day, it's Councillor William Burke here from Sustainable Australia. I'm here in Brisbane, southeast Queensland, in the federal electorate of Griffith, outside of the office of Mr. Max Chandler-Mather. You can probably see his signage behind me. So, as a renter, I've been listening intently to the debate around the housing affordability crisis in Australia. I've been reading some information in all of the newspapers, from the Courier Mail, etc., right across Queensland, and people are struggling and they need a serious and honest debate about this issue, and it's time that we had it. I'll make a couple of points about the so-called debate that we've been having on the housing affordability crisis. The first thing is that people like Mr. Chandler-Mather have been proposing massive investment in public housing. And whilst we do need more investment in public housing, that's not the real issue, because 95% of renters, including people like myself, on average sort of incomes across Australia, we're not going to benefit from public housing. That's for low income people. So we need affordable housing for all Australians, particularly working Australians, middle class Australians, right across the board. That's the first thing. Public housing doesn't help 95% of renters in a direct way. The second point is, the debate has been a false debate, because all they've been talking about is supply. Supply, supply, supply. But anyone with an ounce of common sense knows that the real issue in the housing affordability crisis is demand. The real issue is demand, and what we need to address is government-engineered hyper-demand. Now, the Green Party and the Labor Party are basically in lockstep on the issue of housing affordability in terms of it being a supply issue. So there's no real debate going on. It is spin and propaganda. Okay, so the media is lapping it up, because the media, the corrupted media in Australia, ideologically or commercially, the vast majority of our commercial media, print media, only exists because of property advertising. Okay, domain.com.au and realestate.com.au. So they love this kind of what sort of supply will resolve the housing crisis. Let's have this fake debate between Labor and the Greens, and of course the Liberal Party's in on it as well. Don't get me wrong. So what we need to do is, it's time to tackle the root cause of the housing crisis. And to Mr. Chandler-Mather's credit, he does talk about negative gearing and capital gains tax, but we need to go further and completely phase those concessions out. Further than the Green Party will go on that. But the other issues are foreign investment in Australian housing. There should be no foreign investment in Australian housing. When our Sustainable Australia Party MP in the Victorian Parliament raised this in, I think it was 2021, we were called xenophobic by the Green MP in the Victorian Upper House. So they are an absolute disgrace. The other issue, of course, that the Green Party won't touch is our record level of immigration. So the 20th century average was about 70,000 per year in the permanent migration program. That worked very well, and that's what we should return to normal. Whereas the Green Party supports immigration levels over 200,000 per year, and that's another part of the government-engineered hyper-demand that is really generating this housing affordability crisis for renters like myself. So let's all call out Max's hyper-housing hypocrisy, okay? Let's talk about the root cause of the problem, which is demand, and address that. It's not a supply issue. We've had record supply for 15 to 20 years. Let's put our environment first, okay? Let's stop the planning corruption that allows sprawl and overdevelopment everywhere. Let's stop this overdevelopment. Let's stabilise Australia's population. Let's have a real debate on housing affordability in Australia. Let me know if you agree.